Hi, my dear students. Today is the first class for us for the year 2020-21 for second BSc students. Sir, this is Gopi Krishna, lecturer in mathematics, K&HL Degree College, Eluru. This year, that means the third semester mathematics paper name is Abstract Algebra. That is paper 3. It is simply said that we say that group theory. In that one, we have 5 units. We observe that what are those are. In unit 1 is groups, unit 2 is subgroups. In that one there is a subpart, cosets and Lagrange's theorem. After that, unit 3 is normal subgroups, unit 4 homomorphism, unit 5 permutation and cyclic groups. In that one we have cyclic groups is there. Permutations and cyclic groups are different topics. The two topics are included in the unit 5. After that, if we went to the blueprint of this abstract algebra, we have total, the question paper contains the theory, 75 marks is external and 25 marks is internal. You all know that the 25 marks is internal paper is assessed by your lecturer, and the external paper 75 marks is assessed by the university. That means university allotted invigilator, lecturer, and that is examiner. In that, if we went to the 75 marks, unit 1 contains unit 2, unit 3, unit 4, and unit 5. All these are contains the section A, 5 marks. That means unit 1 contains only one 5 marks question. Unit 2 contains two 5 marks question. Unit 3 contains two 5 marks questions. Unit 4 contains one 5 mark question. Unit 5 contains two 5 marks questions. The total questions are 8 questions are there for 5 marks, but you have external choice for this one. You have to write only 5 questions. Each question carry 5 marks. That means 5 5s are 25 marks only for this section. For the section B, each and every unit contains only one question, that is with internal choice. The 5 essay questions are there. Each question carries 10 marks. 5 tens are 50. Okay, right. Now we discuss about the first unit, groups. Students, this is unit 1, groups of second BSc paper 3, that is mathematics paper 3. Paper name is Abstract Algebra. First of all, we are all want to know the definition of semigroup. What is the definition of semigroup? A non-empty set G with respect to a binary operation star is called semigroup if it satisfies the following two laws. What are they? Closure law and associative law. The first one is closure law. What is closure law? For A comma B belongs to G, that means for any two elements A comma B in G, A star B, the binary operation in between these two elements A and B is star. If A star B is also in G, then we say that closure law exists in G. What is associative law? The second one is associative law. For that one, we have to take three elements A comma B comma C. For any three elements A comma B comma C in G, there must be A star B star C is equal to A star B star C. If this LHS is equal to RHS condition is satisfied for the three elements in G, then we say that associative law exists in G. We simply write as G star is semigroup. That means G is a non-empty set and star is a binary operation. What is a binary operation? A binary operation is a operation between two elements we can operate, we can choose the operations like addition for any two elements. If 2 and 3 are two numerics, two integers, you know that 2 plus 3. What is 2 plus 3? 2 plus 3 is the binary operation. Plus is called here binary operation. The binary operation is operated between two elements. How many elements? Two elements. Here we observe that in the closure law, we are taking only two elements, A comma B. If you observe the cursor, you can show that, you can see that A comma B are in G. For that one A star B, here we taken that star because this is the definition. For overall, we are taking the star. If we take some integers, we can take addition as a binary operation, and also multiplication is also a binary operation. Like that, operations are used as the binary operations for any two elements. Okay, right. Now we see the example for this semi-group. What is the semi-group? I am repeating that. A non-empty set G with respect to any binary operation star is called a semi-group if it satisfies the following two laws. What are they? Closure law and associative law. These two laws are also, we have learned in the previous intermediate classes also. Okay, right. We simply write that the algebraic structure for this one is G comma star in the open brackets. G comma star is a semi-group. What are the examples? We know that set of integers Z is there. That with binary operation here we are taking plus. Z comma plus is this Z with respect to the binary operation plus satisfying the closure and associative law. That's why we say that Z plus is the example for semi-group. And also Z comma dot. Here binary operation dot is multiplication. On the integer set, we take the binary operation multiplication. For this also, Z dot also satisfies closure and associative law. That's why we say that Z dot is also an example for semi-group. And also we take the real number set R with respect to plus and dot. Both also, R plus is a semi-group and R dot is a semi-group example. Next, we go for the definition monoid. What is monoid? A non-empty set G with respect to binary operation star is called monoid if it satisfies the following laws. We observe that the same definition, the same writing matter is there for the semi-group and this one also. There is a small difference is there. Semi-group, instead of semi-group we got monoid. Instead of two laws, we got here three laws. That is the main difference. The theory is the same. A non-empty set G with respect to a binary operation star is called monoid if it satisfies the following three laws. What are they? First one is closure law. We have already learned it. The second one is associative law. The third one is identity law. The third one and the new one is identity law is here. What is the identity law? For any element A belongs to G, for any element A in G, in non-empty set G, there exists an element E, small e, in G, such that A star E is equal to A or E star A is also is equal to A. You simply write as A star E is equal to A is equal to E star A. Then here E is called identity element. E is called identity element. That identity element is in G. If you observe the cursor, you can follow the cursor. Then you can easily understand the topic. E is in G. That means identity element exists in G. That means the identity law exists in G. If a non-empty set G satisfying these three laws, then that set is said to be monoid with respect to the operation, binary operation star. So we write as G star is a monoid. And the examples are same as for the semi-group also. That means the set of integers Z with respect to the binary operation plus and Z with respect to the binary operation dot means multiplication. And the set of real numbers R with respect to binary operation plus and R with respect to binary operation dot means multiplication. All these are the examples for the monoid. Okay, next we go for the main topic of the our syllabus. That means the main heading of the syllabus. That means the unit one is group. You noted that that is a group is the first unit name. That definition we are want to know now. That a non-empty set G. That means a definition of group is a non-empty set G with respect to a binary operation star is called group if it satisfies the following four laws. Here is four laws. What are they? Closure law, associative law, second one is associative law, third one is identity law, and the fourth one is inverse law. Here we added the new law is inverse law. What is that? For any element A belongs to G. That means for each and every element A in G, there exists an element B in G such that A star B is equal to E is equal to B star A. If it satisfies like this, here B is called inverse of A. Here we also say that A is called also inverse of B. Here A is on right side. That's why we say that B is on right side of A. We say that B is right inverse. Here B is left side of A. Here we say that B is left inverse. Here left inverse exists. Here right side inverse exists. That means the total left and right exists. That means inverse exists in G because the inverse element B in G. So we say that inverse law is also exists in G. That means a non-empty set G satisfying the four laws. What are they? 1. Closure law. 2. Associative law. 3. Identity law. 4. Inverse law. That means if a non-empty set G satisfying these four laws, then we say that G is a group with respect to the binary operation we used here is star. We simply write as G comma star is a group. What are the examples? Here we see that set of integers Z plus only. Z and the integers Z is with respect to the binary operation plus only is the example for the group. There is no dot is not an example for this group. Because if you observe that Z, we have written here Z dot is not a group because the inverse of 2 is 1 by 2 is not in G. If we observe that 2 into 1 by 2, what is the value of 2 into 1 by 2? Here dot is the operation, multiplication. That means 2 into 1 by 2 is a 1. That means by multiplying these two elements, we got the multiplicative identity 1. That means these two are inverses of each other. That means 1 by 2 is inverse of 2 and 2 is inverse of 1 by 2. These two elements must be in Z, but 1 by 2 is not an integer. We know that. That means the inverse of 2 is 1 by 2 is not an integer, not in Z. That means inverse not exist in Z. Fourth law fails. What is the fourth law? Inverse law fails with respect to the operation dot in Z. So Z dot is not a group. Z dot satisfying closure associated identity laws, but fails in the inverse law. What is that? What is the example for that one? How we can say that the inverse law doesn't satisfying in Z dot? We say that, simply say that the inverse of 2, the multiplicative inverse of 2 is 1 by 2 is not in Z. That's why inverse not exist in Z. That means Z dot is not a group. Okay, right. But the set of real numbers, if we see the set of real numbers R with respect to the plus is an example for group, and R with respect to the dot means multiplication is also the example for the group. Right. Now we go for the definition abelian group. What is abelian group? A non-empty set G, the same writing, the same theory for all the definitions what you have learned from the first. A non-empty set G with respect to a binary operation star is called abelian group if it satisfies the following 5 laws. Here how many laws are there? 5 laws. What are they? Closure law 1, closure law 2, associative law 3. Identity law. 4. Inverse law. And the extra, there is another law. The new law is abelian law is here. What is abelian law? For any two elements A comma B in G, if A star B is equal to B star A, this LHS is equal to RHS condition satisfying for any two elements A comma B in G, then the G is said to have abelian law. That means abelian law exists in G. If G, a non-empty set G with respect to binary operation star satisfying these closure, associative, identity, inverse and abelian laws, then that G star is written as abelian group. G is simply say that abelian group. We write as G comma star is abelian group. The same examples for the group also are applicable for this one. What are they? Set of integers Z with respect to plus, Z plus is an example for abelian group, and set of real numbers R with respect to plus, R plus is an example for abelian group, and R dot is an example for abelian group. These are also the examples for the group. But Z dot is not a group. We know that. Why? The inverse law exists. The inverse law doesn't exist. The inverse element of 1 by 2 is not exist. That means in that 5 laws, inverse law fails in Z dot. That's why Z dot is not an example for the abelian group. That means Z dot is not a group, and that means it is not also an abelian group. Okay, right.